So we're here at Azaadville Meat Palace. I'm just going to quickly go through the butcher like this here. You can see there's a lot of good stuff here. You won't believe it. In a small little town like Azaadville, we've got Azaadville Meat Palace, mashallah. And there's some good cuts of meat here. There's a lot of processed meats. Just to give you an example of what we got here. But that's not what we're here for today. Now, if you remember the last video that we did, where we were doing the ribs. We were doing the ribs with me and Hamza at Willow. And obviously that ribs were prepared sensationally by the man himself. And that's the man there, mashallah. He's worried about how he looks. I told him, you're in a butcher, you don't have to dress smart to be anything. Nabeel, so last time when I came to you, I asked you to prep me those ribs. Mashallah, the ribs were done immaculately. And then obviously I had the good fortune of actually tasting those ribs. And they were prepared really well by Hamza. So it was a good collaboration, you know, butcher to the guy that, to the braai master. Now, alhamdulillah, this weekend we got a camp again, so we're going back out to Willow. And this time, mashallah, we've got the tomahawk steak. Right, so this is the tomahawk steak that we've got from Nabeel. You can see it's extremely well prepared. It's trimmed to perfection. We're going to show you guys how we do a video on that. Now, Nabeel, one thing I need to ask you. These kinds of cuts, these are special cuts.
Correct. Yeah.
And obviously, a lot of people want to go to the restaurants and things like that and eat those special cuts, but they don't know that they can come to the local butcher.
And they just purchase it off the shelves, correct? 100%.
Yeah. Or you'll prep it.
We'll prep it accordingly, correct?
Yeah. So guys, please, if you have a chance, if you ever come down to Azaadville, come and meet this handsome man, mashallah. And if you need to have something prepped like this, which you're going to see us braaiing by tomorrow, this weekend, come and have a look at what he's got, inshallah, and what he has to offer. Nabeel, jazakallah so much. And don't forget to check the video so you can see how I'm smacking my lips when I'm telling you. Jazakallah. I just wanted to focus on these beautiful works of art. And these were made by Hamza Kassem's kids, homeschooled. And what beautiful posters showing that you know, we stand with Palestine at this very difficult time. Although we're making you know, we all are having a good time here in our country, but what about the difficulties that they're going through? We've got our man Hamza there, and Hamza's also got his in the survival skills t-shirt on. And the reason why is because we've got a camp this weekend. We are with Apex, Auckland Park Academy of Excellence again, here at the farm at Willow Express. Hamza, we've got a very interesting piece of meat, and the viewers have already seen the clip on, you know, Nabeel and the butcher that we got it from, alhamdulillah, AMP. When I spoke to Nabeel, I told him, you know, we're going and we want to do a video on the tomahawk steak. And Nabeel prepped us his version of the tomahawk steak. A nice, good cut of meat, as you can see here. So quickly, what we're gonna do is Hamza is gonna take us through something that we haven't done before in these videos. He's going to show us how he's going to prep the meat, and then obviously later on this evening we are going to braai that meat and we're going to eat that meat. So Hamza, welcome back again to another episode, you know, in our special guest series, you know, on fishingfanatix.com. What is your basic preparation method when it comes to these special cuts of meat?
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah for having me on your Fishing Fanatics again. It's been brilliant. But yeah, so my general preparation of all my steaks. We take it out. It stays. We try not to freeze our steaks as much as possible. If you try and buy fresh and don't freeze it, that's the best way, all right? So we've got a lovely cut from Nabeel.
Nabeel at
All
AMP,
right,
yeah.
AMP.
Azaadville Meat Palace in obviously in Azaadville.
Azaadville,
That's where it is,
yeah. Yeah. So this is his version of the Tomahawk. So all my steaks, what I generally do is I'm going to pet it, take out all the blood by just petting it on some toweling paper. All right. So I find that I don't wash my steaks. You don't want to wash out
all the goodness
basically from inside it.
Yeah.
And
Which is very interesting. But I noticed something about steak, and obviously you'll bear me out here. It loses color when you wash it too much.
yeah,
What's going on there? Is that all the nutrients and that you're washing out?
I think so. It's probably all your nutrients and it's more of your juices.
Yeah.
The
taste.
The taste.
The flavor.
Yeah.
The flavor.
So as you can see, I just pet it dry.
Now, what are you using to pet it dry?
This is normal toweling paper.
Okay.
Please buy good quality toweling paper because if you don't,
you're going to end up with
stuck to the meat.
Yeah.
And then you can't take it. It's very difficult to take out.
Wow.
So there's your steak.
All right. Brilliant.
Okay. That's the one.
You saw what Hamza said. No washing of the meat. Basically, you draw out whatever moisture you want to draw out just using the paper towel. And now we've placed them in the pan.
So we're going to be making two types. One, we're going to be using your standard salt and pepper.
Okay.
Right, with obviously rosemary and garlic powder.
The rosemary is back again.
Rosemary is back. Two spices there we're going to add over there.
All right.
I just need to bring the lemon juice, which I forgot, which we're going to add only onto one of them.
Okay. And these are, we're going to have to remember now which is which, because obviously when we're doing the test this evening after we do the braai, you want to notice the difference in taste in both of them, yeah.
Now, I find the meat slightly tough.
Okay.
Right, which is fine. All right. Obviously, we're still going to be putting the salt, pepper, and things like that there. It will make it slightly softer. It will tenderize slightly. But the one I'm going to tenderize slightly bit more with your lemon juice.
Okay.
Lemon juice, Worcester sauce, pineapple juice. Those are your tenderized.
So those are, if I think about my classes that I teach, I talk about acids and bases, and obviously every one of them that you've mentioned now are acids. So the acids sort of help to break down the fibers in the tissue of the meat, making it more tender.
That's correct.
All right.
All right. So we'll start off with this one here. We'll put some lemon juice on top. We don't need to put a lot.
Okay.
Right. So as we said with this
So we're calling this one the lemon juice one, right? Okay.
This one here, your plain salt and pepper, all right, with your garlic powder and your rosemary.
All right.
Right. And remember,
again, when it comes to measurements and stuff like that, you
gotta just.
I think it's in the hand now. You gotta know. Yeah.
But salt is a good thing. Just continue with it.
Okay.
This year we're going to be doing the same thing.
So you got the lemon juice on there.
Put the salt onto this.
All right. Okay.
Because remember, these spicing got a lot of salt.
The mixed spices.
The mixed spices, they got a lot of salt, right? So this here is going to be plain. One thing I forgot to add, I'll explain to you guys now why I'm doing that on the side.
So you're putting some black pepper on the side and some salt.
Yeah. So whatever we put on the top.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Right.
That's an interesting thing. I can't wait to find out what it's all about. Yeah.
Right. Let's put a little bit of the rosemary.
Those are quite large chunks.
This is actually dried from our garden.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Remember, your garlic powder as well is also a slight tenderizer.
Right.
Right. So before we turn this one, there's certain spots that are not marinated.
Okay.
So that's what you use this here for.
All right.
And especially, a lot of people don't marinate the fat or the meat on the sides.
Yes.
And that's very important because your first bites generally come from the side.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where your entry point is.
Entry point is, and the entry point needs to be very.
Oh, I can smell the spices already, even though that rosemary is kicking. It's got a very nice aroma.
Yeah.
And I'm even getting hints of black pepper.
Black pepper as well is quite potent.
Yeah.
Papa, I can smell it.
You can also smell it. Okay.
So before we turn this one here over,
Getting that spices in there now, I can see that.
so I'm going to show you on this one here. I'll show you another way how I get the side.
What you do
right?
that, okay, right?
So now let's marinate.
So we only done the one side, okay.
Only done the one side, all right?
And it makes sense if you're doing 2 cups of meat to obviously do
Both same time.
Same time, yeah.
Okay, so I'm putting my garlic.
So it's got lemon juice already, and now you're putting garlic on there. Hamza, everything you're using here is dry spice.
Yes.
When you go to the butchers and you look, you usually find the marinades, even for steak and stuff, is always wet marinades.
Yes.
So what's the difference between wet marinade and dry marinade now?
Okay, so your wet
And why not to this application? Because all the stuff except for that beef ribs had dry marinades.
Yeah. Well, even technically the beef ribs had all dry spicing besides just the basting of
Right.
the sauces. So why I prefer this is because on steak you want to taste the meat.
Yeah.
You don't want to taste all that sauces and things
Right,
like that.
okay.
With it. So you want to taste more of the meat. So now, one side.
So this is that mixed spices.
Right, so
What's the name of this one? Is called what? 6 gun.
this one's your 6-gun spicing.
Okay. Again, putting them on the tray there like that.
Okay.
So we've got lemon juice, garlic powder, and rosemary so far on this one.
Yeah.
And then we've got the 6-gun spice.
This is your piri piri, Portuguese
Okay,
piri
this
piri.
Portuguese piri piri. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a kicker, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to give you a slight kicker. Now, I prefer opening this because you want to get some of the chilies out.
Right.
Because the chilies get stuck. Doesn't come through the nozzle.
Oh, you mean that's why you're applying it like
Apply it
that?
like
Yeah.
this, yeah.
This is now that technique that you said you were going to show us.
So this here, just do that. On the
Okay.
sides.
So that's why you've put the spices on the side.
See there?
Yeah. And
So
now
it's all
you.
covered.
Okay.
Right, so we turn that one around.
That one's ready
Yeah.
to turn around
Move this on the side so we don't get it mixed up.
because you're doing 2 different spices.
Turn this one around. Why we're marinating the meat now compared to just before you're braaiing? Because you want the
And
dry
how
spices to actually go inside it.
you want that to soak in.
To soak in basically.
Right now, how many hours are we talking about here?
Okay, generally they say your meat before you put it on a braai stand must be either marinated
Yeah.
or at room temperature plus minus 2 hours before you cook it. Before you braai it, sorry.
So out of the freezer or wherever it
Out of the
is in it,
fridge.
yeah.
You see, we try not to put meat in the freezer as much as possible. We try.
Yeah. But obviously that's not going to happen.
That's very difficult. We add some on this bowl. That's it. This is all. Right. That's our 2 pieces.
Ready. Now where are you going to store this?
I generally take it and I store it in the fridge,
Okay.
but I do cover it. I
Yeah.
don't leave it open.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
So wrap it up in some foil now.
okay, wait. Why are you wrapping it up in foil?
I just use foil. I just use foil to basically cover it.
Oh, you mean just to keep
Just
it
to
so
keep-
that...
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right, okay.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
yes,
thought you meant you're going to wrap the steaks in foil.
No. Remember,
You mean just the tray?
If it was a a mess of tomahawk, a thick piece, then we could put it in the
Okay.
foil first.
Yeah.
And you pre-cook it slightly on the
So
fire.
it's like the rubs.
Like the
It's
rubs, because
softening
it's
the
too
meat,
thick,
and
yeah.
it's getting through to the area and stuff like
Because
that.
if you're gonna just cook it on the fire like that,
Yeah.
I've had instances where the meat is not 100% done.
Is it?
Because
Oh,
it's very thick pieces.
yeah.
We have to
I'm what I
yeah.
know exactly what you're talking about when you cook that thick pieces like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what you've seen here is the preparation of those two pieces of AMP's version of the tomahawk. There are different types of tomahawk steak. This one's particularly prepped from the ribeye. Going to see us cook that this evening. That was a very, very in-depth explanation on how to do the spicing of that meat. I hope you've enjoyed that particular segment. Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, we're here at Willow Express, and you've already saw the preparation of these beautiful steaks. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And that's what we're going to be chowing now. Okay, everyone, this is Hamza Kesam. Walaikum salam, I love it. And so you saw us prepping not us, you saw him prepping the steaks. I'm just going to do this now. How many hours has it been? 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And clearly you can see there's a difference between the two. If you were paying attention, you would know now that one has got the lemon juice and the one has just got the plain salt and pepper.
Yeah.
So we've got the fire rolling here. Believe it or not, we like the ribs so much. There's actually another lot of ribs there. So I'll be chowing ribs as well. But today's focus is on this. And remember, those wonderful steaks were prepped by Nabeel from Azaadville Meat Palace. They're in Azaadville. You guys can look them up. When you get to Azaadville, when you come to visit Azaadville, it's just as you enter into Azaadville, and don't forget to go to Nabeel and tell him you want him to cut steaks for you like the ones that he cuts for Mr. Mangli. So Hamza, we've done the prep work on this.
Yeah.
Talk about your fire now. Are you happy with your fire?
Yeah. Fire is quite happy. Fire is hot but not too hot.
All right.
The meat is not very thick.
And then you got your grit very high as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fire is quite hot.
That grit control you have to understand is very important because when we get a braai stand where you can adjust the grit, if the fire is too hot, you don't want to burn all your charcoal out and then put the meat on the grid because you worry that it's too hot. In this case here, even though we've got that heat, but
It's too hot. What's nice?
Yeah, and plus you can move it away.
Yeah.
These are some classic braai stands, and you love to braai with a braai stand like this.
Yeah. We're gonna turn this around.
Okay, that's been on there for now probably about half an hour already.
Fire is perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold.
Right.
Right. And the other thing as well is remember, turn your steaks as much as you want.
That's a Hamza Kesam. So since I've been doing these videos, I've picked up certain things about Hamza Kesam.
Yeah.
Okay, Hamza Kesam Braai Master. One is you don't have to keep the steak on and then turn it after that period, like how guys always say.
Yeah.
Turn it as much as you want.
Yeah.
Okay, because you want to get that steak cooked in the center. And of course, the magic ingredient is always rosemary.
Always rosemary.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to be placing the steaks on. Right. You don't need to hear the sizzle, by the way.
Yeah. Well, you got it so high also, so it doesn't. That's a good sign that, of course, you're not burning into the meat. You want them to cook a little bit first.
Remember, when you're actually putting and you're getting that sizzle, you're actually burning the outside of the meat. You're not creating a crust. You're burning it.
Yeah.
So we'll check as it goes. Remember, it's not very thick pieces.
Yeah.
So they will get done quite quick. And if it is We just drop the grid slightly if it's too cold. But we'll check from here, it should be fine. So we've dropped the grid now.
Right.
As you can see, it's quite cooked.
Okay.
We're just gonna get the
So
crust on outside
at that
now.
height, we cooked it for what? It was about 10 minutes,
10 minutes
now.
plus
Yeah.
minus.
At that
I
height.
would say about 8, plus minus 10 minutes.
So now that you drop the grid, you're now putting it into that very hot flame.
Yeah.
I can see that the fat starting to sort of render, and it's getting that
See that,
shine. Yeah.
This one here is a slightly thinner piece.
Yeah.
We're gonna take this off very soon.
Okay.
Let it get cooked a bit on the side. On the fat.
So remember, this is dry spices. This one here is the lemon juice and the mixed spice, and then that one is the salt and pepper one that you got there. Yeah. So what you're doing now is you getting the heat to travel up that way.
Yeah. Especially on the side on our
Because obviously
fat.
that's on always around on the edges, so you don't really get to the flame perhaps.
Yes.
Starting to look good. Although they've reduced quite a bit in size.
Yes. So these are thinner pieces. Yeah.
Well, let me just see what that board says. Last time you said that your wife bought this for you.
Yeah.
Real Dad's Play with Fire. Okay, that's you. So the salt and pepper one is off, and we're going to do a taste test just now. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful color there.
You can see that when you press on the sides.
Yeah.
Can I grab it nicely? Yeah.
So this is the plain, the salt, pepper, garlic.
Yes.
I love the coloring. It's amazing.
Perfect,
it's like, it's got that pink color, which means that the bottom cooked till a certain point, turned it around, and then the top cooked till a certain point, and then it reaches the middle, and the middle is just at the right temperature.
Yes.
Yeah. Now is for the taste test. As you can see, we've got the cut meat here, and Bismillah wala barakatillah. I'm going for that very fatty piece first.
Okay, let's check.
I love the flavor. It's very basic.
But you can taste the meat.
You can taste the meat. How's that taste?
Very nice.
Nice, eh?
Just that plain salt and pepper.
That's the thing.
Steak is just salt and pepper.
Because now you can actually taste the steak.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that it's plain, but it's lekker. Check it out. Oh,
Juicier piece.
Oh, wow. That's the center. Oh, that rosemary is kicking in.
Juicy.
That's beautiful.
Never expected to be so juicy, huh?
I didn't expect it, no.
Me also. There's rosemary.
So now we've got the second piece. This is the lemon juice one.
Yeah. This one is a bit thicker, that's why we left it on
So,
longer.
sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. Sorry. The coloring is different because you got a different flavor, so we can expect something else. But what we're tasting on this one, of course, is all the meat flavor. The salt and pepper just sort of giving it that slight enhancement.
Yeah.
I love the rosemary. I know you said that you put a little bit too much of rosemary in here.
But it's still nice.
But I still, it's very lekker. I'm going to go for this piece here. You're right, it's a little bit harder. But now let's talk flavor. Very different to the first one.
Very, very different, true.
There's, you can taste the spices.
Yeah.
That,
The spice one and then
which is 6 gun.
6 gun, yeah.
And the piri piri, there's a bit of a kick coming through there. But you're right about the lemon.
gives that slight, but it's not overpowering. It's just
This is the
it
very
tastes
edge
like-
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lekker.
Is it?
It's
So
the
it is
fat.
nice, the fat.
So the fat's got that lemony flavor in it.
And it's crisped.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. But it's not soft like the other steaks that we ate before.
Like your ribeye and yeah, compared to that.
So if the meat gets a bit hard or whatever, overcooked, then you save the day by having the right type of spices on there.
Yeah, definitely.
From the two of them, I enjoyed that one. It was nice and soft and everything.
The flavor.
I'm really enjoying the flavor on
this
this one here. Yeah. Hamza Kesem, you're the boss.